President Trump has made jobs growth one of his administration's top priorities. He met last week with the heads of the big three automakers, Ford, General Motors, and Fiat Chrysler. They discussed the future of car making in America. Ford President and CEO Mark Fields is also a member of the president's Manufacturing Jobs Initiative. The group will give the president advice on creating jobs in America. He joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, are you at one with the president in terms of, A, the focus on jobs, B, being able to use the White House and the presidency as a bully pulpit? I mean, it sort of happened to you in a kind of way.
Well, overall, I think it's positive that we have a president that's focusing on the economy. And I think for him in his first week to have a couple of meetings around manufacturing and rebuilding manufacturing here in the U.S. and on the auto industry is very positive. I mean, we share the same goal. We all want a healthy U.S. economy.
Take us behind the scenes of that meeting as much as you can. Was it a two-way conversation?
It was absolutely a conversation. We talked a lot about it, a lot of issues. He asked us, our opinion on how to drive growth, job growth here, and manufacturing job growth here. And as always, from a Ford perspective, we're going to call it like we see it. And we had a really good conversation, and he was very conversant on a lot of the different issues.
What do you hope will come out of it now?
Well, what I'm hopeful that will come out of it is, we'll see a situation where, regulations are tamped down a bit that will allow businesses and the economy to grow while still obviously keeping consumers safe and vehicles with great fuel economy. We're very dedicated to that. But hopefully, actions in addition to the conversations that we have with them.
You have manufacturing plants in Mexico.
Yes, we do.
President Trump has said that in his administration said they want to impose a border tax that could be 20% on any imports from Mexico. How would that affect Ford, and how expensive might a Ford be that's made in Mexico here in the United States?
Well, when you look at our manufacturing footprint here in the U.S., for example, we are the largest manufacturer of automobiles here in the U.S., and we employ more hourly automotive workers than any other OEM. We import of our sales here in the U.S., more than 80% are built here in the U.S. About 13% comes from Mexico. So if there's a border tax, clearly that will impact us. But it'll all be part of whatever the tax reform is, and there'll be many elements of that we're going to have to work.
Would you oppose a border tax?
Well, it's going to have to be in the context overall of tax reform, and we've been a big proponent of comprehensive tax reform. If that's an element of it, we have to see other elements of it that will help grow businesses and grow the economy.
You have a lot of money parked overseas that you could bring back? If
No. We have about 80% to 85% of our cash here in the good old United States of America, and the other 15% is used for operational purposes overseas.
When you think about your company, you say it's not the car business we're in, it's the mobility business. So what business are you in?
We are an auto and a mobility company, and what that means is we're going to love our core business of designing and developing great cars and trucks, but also at the same time, we're seeing people shift from just owning vehicles to owning and sharing them, or having access versus ownership, particularly in dense urban areas. We want to be part of that because that's a huge growth opportunity for us, and we can work with mayors around the country and around the world to help their issues around congestion and pollution, but also this conundrum that they have to increase flow through their cities.
Yeah, what is a Ford hub?
Well, we're here in New York. We're opening up a Ford hub down in the World Trade Center. And this is really an opportunity for people to come in, learn about our current products, but also, just as importantly, learn about how we're thinking about the future of mobility and transportation and how we're leading in that area.
So when you think about driverless cars, you think what? Because I hate to sound like Nana at the table, but I'm scared, Mark. I'm scared about it. Do you have any I know people say it'll be safe and all that stuff, but I'm still worried about it. You're not so much?
Well, clearly we're working a lot on the technology and what customers should expect from us. We've been in business for almost 114 years, and our vehicles are safe, and we have the development processes in the company to make sure we have safe vehicles.
I expect you to say that.
And, we're working not only in the technology, but we're working with regulators to make sure we have the right regulations in place. We have to have the right legal constructs in place. And customer adoption, they have to get used to it.
So you're embracing it?
We are absolutely embracing it as a company.
Let me talk about artificial intelligence and automation and things like that increased productivity will take jobs and eliminate jobs.
Well, there's a lot of discussion on that, and in some cases, clearly automation and robots will replace some jobs, but you could argue that it's going to create a lot more jobs, But
what happens to the people who lose their job to a robot?
Well, there will be a transition period. I mean, just think about the Industrial Revolution going all the way back. There will be a transition period. We shouldn't ignore that. But at the same time, we have to look towards how does that help productivity and help grow the economy going forward, understanding there's going to be a few people that will be impacted by this.
The other interesting thing is because of trade policy, the president is having union leaders come to him and having serious conversations. I mean, are we looking at a rearrangement of the way we thought of management and labor?
Well, at Ford, we have always had a great relationship with our UAW partners, both here in the U.S. but also around the world. They're part of the Ford team, and we work together because we share the same goal. We want Ford to be successful. So I think that's a positive sign.
The union leaders came out of that meeting very, very excited, said that they have never experienced anything like that before. It does seem a shift in things, to Charlie's point.
Because they had one on trade policy.
Right.
Again, you have a president who's prioritizing the economy. That's, I think, a good thing for everyone in America. Now, how that's implemented, we want to have a seat at the table and give our input in a very straightforward way we always have as a company.
Have you seen the new Lincoln? Can I just say?
Yes, I have.
I saw it on the street the other day, Mark. I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah, the new
Gorgeous.
Continental is
Yeah,
doing
good.
extremely well in the market.
What are you driving these days?
Yes.
I drive an Explorer.
Okay.
And,
And the new
I love
Lincoln.
it. And it's a fantastic vehicle. But all of our vehicles, people always ask me, what's your favorite vehicle?
The
all
Lincoln.
of them.
Yeah. He
It's
is.
like picking your favorite child. You can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, he is the CEO of Ford, Mark Fields. Thank you. Always good to see you. Thank you for being
We'll
here.
see you Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yeah.